something has shifted within you.
Carpet. I'm so OCD, every like little hump in the carpet, I gotta like straighten it out.
They're really emphasizing that the fact that you need to smile more, even though people are trying to go.
How you doing, bestie? Seems like she's like one of the ones that always motivates me to get up. I feel a heavy breeze and I ask my ancestors, so you want me to do a download? And I feel that extra heavy breeze, like, yep, you better get up and do it. You better be obedient. Definitely drink your water daily.
All that matters is how you take care of yourself. You are this galactic truth serum, and people are worried that you are seeing your value, you are seeing your worth, and you are going to walk away. People are terrified.
I was about to say the classic line, I just got out the shower, which I just literally did.
Dangerously accurate, and you see people for who they are right now. Let's give you guys some advice. I don't want to make this message too long.
I'm getting hypnotized, I'm getting drawn in, so I appreciate everybody's patience, because I am definitely zoned in.
What did I tell you guys? We're this walking truth serum that people cannot avoid. You bring the tower, you bring the upheavals, you bring the justice.
I just found out I'm the reincarnation of ISIS.
This powerful potion, and you are magically moving.
I was in the cosmic shower just laughing. I was like, this is dope. Hence, I'm always drawn to Egypt. I know you're waiting for me to give you props and shout outs, right? Where'd you get that from? You gonna say my name? Eddie Murphy laughs. You're still not? I know, how does it feel now just to hear somebody just say, hey, I found out I'm such and such, and you're waiting for the footnote and you never get it. It just must hurt your heart, like, I said that, I told you that. It's terrible. You still not gonna say it? I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the player. Are you serious?
Is it a certain video? Is it something that you do? Is it journaling? Is it arts and crafts? Is it you're just creating like a playground of fun
Meter
for
pants.
yourself, a safe place for
Oh, I'm
yourself.
hitting the wrong joint. I hit the place.
There's
That's
no
right.
goal. Future surprises, good
Yes,
news,
the
walls
spirit
dissolve,
team
and it
wanted me
doesn't
to
run.
play this
Your
video a
future
little
holds
longer.
bright, unexpected.
PS5 went into rest mode. And now that's why I froze right now. It's asking me, you want to still continue watching? Just going off blind faith. Maybe transitioning to the PS5 is. Well, let's just get right into the download before some Agent Smiths want to just cut it off. First and foremost, welcome back to another episode of No Filter. So I literally have no idea what we gonna talk about. I'm gonna go with my first instinct. I'm gonna say I just noticed the other day. It's like when I do a video and then somebody that's in supposedly competition mode does one very shortly after my timestamp, I started laughing. I was like, it just instantly reminded me of, the blockbuster movies, like Independence Day when it came out in like 95 or 96, whatever. There's a certain date because everybody knows that joint's gonna be sold out, right? So the C movies and everything else tries to get on the same roster, you know what I'm saying? They just try to, they try to follow the frequency. And so I started laughing when my ancestors showed me the discrepancy. So I did a video an hour ago, and then somebody did a video 54 minutes afterwards. Very, very similar, yada yada. But I just had to say that too. For icebreaker material, just to break the ice, you know. Just to get you guys, just to get you, you know, prepared for what type of frequency we're probably going to be on this early. It's still Wednesday, I believe so. Right? Let's see what time it is. Oh, it's Thursday. All right, so it's 12:14 on my side of the planet. Whew. Let's just freestyle it. Let's go to flow. I love relaxing and falling back because I see my Vicky Vales, my Charlie's Angels, Barbara Gordons, utilizing their talent and tapping into my energy as best as they can, and and giving the collective a report of what they feel like is going on. And I'm laughing because I'm playing a game, I'm revisiting a game called Doom 2 Eternal. And if you know, you know. Throughout that game, you go into your mothership, which is dope. If you know Doom and the storyline, I mean, if you know, you know. It's basically telling you what's really good. Because the gym out here is Rashad Jamal told all of us back in the day that people in Hollywood, I know, but this is what is. I know I'm hesitant because I love everybody, and I know if I say what I was about to say, it would create this. So let's just say the colonizers described what was already in existence. We, being the Omega, inscribed everything. So they had to copy everything. Basically, the colonizers copied, thank you, ancestors, copied what they saw when they took over with the Sub-Zero technology. If you want to know the origin of how everything transpired here on this planet, I highly recommend you follow Rashad Jamal, free Rashad Jamal. Home soon. Heavy prayers to him and his family, always. Follow the University of Cosmic Intelligence, right? The University of Cosmic Intelligence. I always feel like I butcher that for some reason. To find out the origin of it. So basically, when we play our video games, thank you, almost lost track. When we play video games, we think it's so magical, man. I used to think this way too, so I believe a lot of y'all thought this way. I believe a lot of y'all think this way. When you play video games, you're immersed in the world that is presented in front of you via the video game, right? Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, Gods of War, Red Dead Redemption, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, I can go on and on, Mario World, whatever, Castlevania, Zelda, Metroid, yada yada, right? You get immersed in the worlds. Final Fantasy, I got you. Kingdom Come, if I'm saying that name right. Kingdom of Hearts, I think, is like a Walt Disney version of Final Fantasy, but it has Mickey Mouse and all the other characters in Final Fantasy. It's a very dope hybrid game, though. You get immersed in that world. Chrono Trigger, I know, right? And you believe that world for what it is. And a lot of us think, man, whoever had this imagination to create this world it's wild, right? I give them props. I can't believe they were this imaginative. And it dawned on me once I started waking up around 2020, listening to Rashad Jamal, and he was telling us how everything is, right? Nothing's created. There's no fiction, right? They're showing us what it is, and all they do is the spell work and just say it's fiction, sci-fi. And so we believe it's someone's imagination in Hollywood. They just wrote the shit. No, it's always existed. So basically, what I'm getting at is the game Doom breaks down how religion was formed and how humanity was started and how heaven and hell began, how the realms are separated. It's and how Argent energy is used to. It's like hell energy that's used to like heal worlds and create infinite realities. I'm learning a lot still, but it's just every time I play that game and revisit it, I'm one of those players that love reading the dialogue of a game. I don't like, I used to back in the day, just wanted to bypass the reading and the rhetoric, right? Who wants to read? They just want to play, right? But something told me along my journey in video gaming to start reading the story. And once I started reading the story, I got more immersed in it and started becoming the character and enjoying the game more, long story short. Where are you getting at? I know where I'm getting at. So, I highly recommend to have a different perspective of when you're looking at things and do some experiments, because once it hits you, it's a eureka moment. You're like, what? So when you see things, sometimes you wish you didn't see what you saw. All right, so I'm like spoon feeding you, because when you see what you see, it's like sometimes you wish you can take it back. Believe you me. So start experimenting with yourself when you look at cartoons, for instance. All right, cartoons really exist. That's a real reality out there. Toon World, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. What's that one movie with Brad Pitt? Cool World. Look it up. I mean, if you know, you know. So once you start looking at the world like Fox Mulder or Neo, or Morpheus, Trinity, the whole cast that took the red pill, basically to see beyond the 3D reality in the Matrix, you see what it really is going on. They remove the veil, then you can appreciate what you're seeing, and then you can start. I know there's some big steps here, but I'm basically saying I'm spoon feeding you. But once you see the reality for what it really is, then the next hard part is, or I like to call it an adventure. Make it fun. Make everything fun in life. You got to realize you got to start all the way over again. To a degree, because once you break through the 3D reality of the Matrix, 1323, then you got to realize that life was just an avatar that you adapted over the years of indoctrination. But throughout those experiences, our soul was telling us something. Like, it gravitated us to something throughout our boredom or our daydreaming. We found some hobbies or some skills. Those are yellow brick roads, or The Witch in the Wardrobe, if I'm saying that right. It's a book about a closet that opens up to a different reality. Deja vu. Meaning, there's always something out there. So I think I was trailing off on that download. I think that may be expanded on or expounded on a different message. But basically, when you see for the world for what it is, and you have to swallow that hard pill again to say, man, my life, what does my life equate to? What am I passionate about still, even though I figured out a lot of this has just been socially constructed? And that's when another journey begins. I like how I phrased that. Because everything's a journey, everything's experience, and everything's fun if you can look at the world in a Peter Panish view, not the dark Peter Pan story, not the original story, but in the sense of you're forever young, and your imagination's key. And if you truly believe hard enough, your reality will come true. So that's on that note. And I wanted to say I was watching a video earlier. Oh, my ear's getting numb. Okay, I got you. I'll keep it. That's fine. That's fine. We don't need to do that all the time. Growth. Gotta love it. So, thank you for the reminders. I appreciate my collective for the reminders of who I am. I know. Every day I find out even more about myself. So the key with me is I'd rather be humble than be big-headed and go out here on a limb, even though my intuitiveness helps me tremendously throughout life, and my ancestors and guardian angels and God. But I still like to be balanced. You know, I put my foot in my own mouth a lot of times, and I had to come up here and do some redacting videos. You know what actually happened is, shit, you know what it was, right? I didn't really mean. That's funny too. That's funny. I can do this since we're on since we're on camera now. Might as well. No filter. Because today was one of those days. So I was going shopping. I bumped into an old high school female friend of mine in the supermarket. And I did a double take because I was like, in my mind, I was like, that looks like such and such. And then she said my name, hey, how you doing? I was like, hey, how you doing, bada bing. It's good to see you again. But my brain's always laughing. I'm like always thinking of some agent stuff like, man, they're following me, whatever. Or she's a Black Widow. My Scarlet Widow. Like she's the only one that can calm down the Hulk. Because the way she was dressed today, it made me laugh when I thought about it in hindsight. So she did remind me of Scarlet Widow. Put me with the lullaby to keep me calm. But long story short, I love to entertain myself with like my life's a movie, right? Which it is. Yada yada. Let's keep it 3D for general sake. I saw her, we caught up real quick, but I yuffed because I cussed her husband out because he didn't send me some Cash App money. So I had to, I just submitted to her. I was like, hey man, even though I'm going to apologize myself, I think I did, but I'll do it again. Because after I said it, I was like, well, I can do it myself, but I just want her to know that I'm apologetic for my actions out of passion, right? I shouldn't have done that. He's helped me before. He's seen me on the side of the road, he's picked me up, helped me out money, yada yada. I got jumped, he's helped me out before, so I had to get out of my own emotions to realize he's done a lot for me. You know, Midnight has held me down, all right? So I hope he's not an agent, and that was just some organized chaos, because not everyone is an agent. Hope not. I would like to believe, right? Some random pop-ups, man. It's just whatever. You know what I mean? Be careful what you wish for. But I don't mean that in a bad way. Sometimes I get in my my character, and sometimes things may sound disrespectful, but friends come through in the nick of time to help when you put out the beacon out in the universe. So I hope it was all organically done, you know, because I just have a lot of things happening around me that are just obvious. So when organic things happen, my instinct and my defensiveness wants to say, hey, this is too random, all right? Nothing's coincidental. Everything's synchronistic, okay? Everything's intentional. God wants you to go through certain things for certain reasons, to close old chapters. Some chapters can be renewed on certain boundaries, you know what I'm saying? So it's funny when I love when I rewind things and I actually slow down and process everything properly and pick out keywords, and I'm like, okay, this was for this and this was for that, bada bing. It's just how my brain is always going to be. It's kept me alive to this day, and I'll pass that down to my kids. At the same time, I'll let them know how it can be overbearing at times, and you need to balance it and not be Obi-Wan stuck in your cave all day. So a lot of good things happen for reasons. They really do. So I appreciate every moment of my life without sounding condescending or an asshole, right? So I basically told her, I was like, forgive me, I was an asshole, and then I saw her smile again. Because people love just hearing the truth, because I was sitting there hearing myself, and I was being real. But then I told myself, she's shopping, let me just get to the meat of the potatoes. I guess that's how you say it. I was like, man, my bad. I just let him know, forgive me for being an asshole. You know, I never want to be like that. He's held me down for a long time. He's always been there for me when the universe allowed that to happen, right? So she smiled, hugged, and then we parted ways. And then when I get back to my apartment and I see my next door neighbor pop out a random car, and she's upset in a dress, and her mother threw her in a psych ward. And then she said immediately after that, I was like, what happened? How the fuck does she have authority over you? And she was like, I guess anyone can go to the judge and just sign anything, and then something can happen. And then I just said immediately, I was thinking what I think. I was like, okay, this is staged. As soon as I go out to do what I gotta do, then she's like following me and shit. And I see Tiffany, the intuitive. She's like, yeah, be careful. Everyone's following you now because they know bada bing, everybody's just monitoring you. And a lot of times, I know it is what it is. But my logical brain says, oh, you're overthinking. This is just... It loves to do that, but that's other people's thoughts wanting to throw you off in confusion. So I go through that a lot. I just need to remind myself, Charles Xavier, and bada bing is there for a reason. Greg Dickory. What's his name? Gregory Dickory. Forgive me. Micro, whatever. I'm a little floatier now. But long story short, there was an activist back in the day that basically said, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, there's something you can't take back, you know what I mean? Dick Gregory, that's his name. You know. He had a lot of jewels. So I'm just accepting what it is and knowing what it is and still being humble and not being a dick about shit, you know? This is for humanity, it's not for myself. So I gotta do thy will, not my will, right? I think I'm gonna end it on that because I feel like I don't want to make it too long. It's 23:08. I love each and every one of you. Hopefully you got what you got from this download. And I highly recommend begin those experiments because a lot of what we're seeing is not what it actually is, or could be what it actually is. You gotta use your discernment. I'll go further in detail later on. But yeah, just remember, nothing. What is. I know that sounds kind of confusing. What are you trying to say? There's no such thing as sci-fi, all right? Okay. So, just run with that, and then you'll watch movies and shows differently and cartoons differently, and then hopefully that will hit you one day. And you're like, oh my God. Then you got to accept reality for what you're seeing, and then you got to ask yourself how you fit in this new reality that you just discovered, like it's some witch in the wardrobe type shit. And you open up your closet, it's a new reality, you see a half torso human with goat legs and just talking to you and just playing the flute. Hey, hello, would you like some Starbucks? And you're like, and it blows your mind. So I'm just getting you prepared. And video games, you play video games, you think someone in Hollywood or some geek in his garage made this fantasy world up. Most likely it exists, my friend, and it does exist. They just put it in video game format to indoctrinate you to get ready for that reality for when you actually see it. But enough on that, mate. I'm gonna Randy Watson microphone dropper, and hopefully you digest that, and it resonates for those that's supposed to resonate for. And I'm super anxious to see how this message goes out in the cosmos and how it's received, and let's see if any musical chairs happens and all that good jazz. And yada yadas. We already know the original is the original. Like that potato commercial. I ate a whole potato. It's the original. Everybody else is imitators. Keen, whatever, Jordan Peele, yada yada. You know the commercial. If you know, you know. Everybody else is imitators. Love you guys. Take care. Till next time.